Saint Clare of the Cross of Montefalco. One of the earliest figures of sanctity among Augustinian women is Clare Vignente, known to us as Saint Clare of the Cross. She was born in Montefalco, Umbria, Italy, in 1268, not quite a quarter century after the order's foundation in 1244, and only a dozen years after the Grand Union of 1256. Clare was a second daughter of Damiano and Iacopa Vignente, a couple of some means, who had also one son, Francesco, who became a Franciscan. When Clare's older sister, Giovanna, turned 20 in 1271, she left home to live an eremitical life with a friend in a small dwelling which Damiano had constructed for them. Such a choice was not unusual for women at the time, for there was a vibrant religious spirit in the church flourishing among those seeking a radical following of Christ in a life of simplicity, prayer, and solitude. In 1274, Clare, though only 6 years old, joined the two women. She was a lively and intelligent child, but also very given to prayer and acts of penance and self-denial. Over time, as others wished to join the threesome, they were forced to move to a second, larger hermitage, which Damiano also built for them. Not everyone was supportive of the way of life the women had chosen, for they depended on the charity of the townsfolk for their sustenance, as did at least one other group of penitents living a similar lifestyle. At times, Giovanna, Clare, and their companions met with severe criticism and organized efforts to have them abandon their project, causing them much sorrow and hurt, which they always accepted, however, with patience and serenity. All attempts to disband them were unsuccessful. The community was established as a formal convent of nuns under the rule of St. Augustine on June 10, 1290. The following year, on November 22nd, Giovanna died, and 23-year-old Clare was elected abbess, much against her will. She now became mother, teacher, and spiritual director of the convent, structuring the life of the community so as to provide a healthful balance between manual work and prayer. Clare was a woman of deep spiritual insight and sound administrative skill. Though she had almost no formal education, she was greatly sought out as an advisor and counselor by people of all walks of life, laity, religious, priests, and even cardinals, who recognized the depths of her spirituality and had confidence in her guidance. Her spirituality was deeply rooted in devotion to the Passion of Christ, and she was known to experience periods of ecstasy as she contemplated the mystery of the cross. 3 years before the death of Giovanna, Clare began experiencing great interior trials, including dryness in prayer and the silence of God. This continued for 11 years, but Clare remained steadfast in her religious devotion throughout, becoming an expert on the path towards spiritual growth with its trials and temptations. At Christmas time in 1293, she suffered a serious illness combined with an even greater spiritual crisis, but finally, on February 2nd of the following year, she recovered from both with a more intense resolve to follow the Lord. In 1308, Clare was confined to bed. When the sisters who came to care for her would trace the sign of the cross on her forehead, she would tell them, "There is no need to do that, because I have the crucified Jesus in my heart." After her death, this was verified when the nuns examined her heart and found in it symbols of the Passion of the Lord, formed from cardiac muscle. Clare died on August 17, 1308, at the age of 40, and was canonized by Pope Leo XIII in 1881. Thank you for watching another video on Restless Heart Media. You can take part in providing more spiritually nourishing content by supporting our monastery. Visit www.oblatesofstaugustine.org/giving. God bless.